those that don't know, Dr. Phil will be airing the episode that was recorded while I was in California for those 2 days. Anyhow, so just saying what's going on, and wanted to talk to you about some of the things that are coming up. Like one of the things in the comments that keep coming up and talking about certain things is about the Dr. Phil show, and asking questions like, a lot of you keep asking questions to me. Why did Blue Bacon lie to us that he was there on the show? Was he really there? And, at first I didn't answer those questions because it's not my place to out somebody or tell you where they were or not. So we just kind of ignored those questions. But as you know now, since he decided to tell the truth finally, which is a little weird, but I can't tell him what to do, obviously. As you know now, since he put it out on the YouTube channel, that he was lying to all of you guys in the beginning, which I'm a little confused about, but I'm sure he'll use some excuse to explain it away. But so he was there, and Dr. Phil brought him onto the stage, and then a few seconds after his intro video, he asked him one question or two questions about how long he had been doing private investigating. And after he answered that, Dr. Phil immediately went to a commercial, and verbatim exact words were, "Get these two off my stage now." And he was pointing to Blue Bacon. So the two questions and the conversation that me and Blue Bacon had before they started recording, I guess might have changed Dr. Phil's opinion of the situation. One of the things I said to Blue Bacon when he came on stage was, "How you doing?" He said, "Good." I said, "That's great." I said, "I'm a little disappointed in you, young man." And he laughed. He goes, "What do you mean by that?" And I said, "Well, at first you said you had my back and you were supporting me, and you have the video to show that. And then you became friends with Vittler and started telling lies and misinformation." And he said, "Well, yeah, I'm friends with Vittler, but not like we've gone out and had beers or anything. We've never been to a bar to go get beers. So we're not that kind of friends. We're friends." So that's what he said. And he said that in front of Dr. Phil. So again, at that point, I believe it was when Dr. Phil realized there was maybe something that was not explained very well. Later on, I was advised that Dr. Phil didn't even know that he was on our side in the very beginning, or I wouldn't say so much on our side, but definitely had done an interview where he was pro Metro. I guess the producer explained to me later on that at that point he realized that he wanted to change the storyline. Like I was saying, I don't know why he lied about it. It didn't make any sense. I believe that the reason, my personal opinion, and so did the producer, their personal opinion as well, was the reason why he was kind of lying about it was because he was under the impression that his scene might be cut, and they might edit that out, being the fact that Dr. Phil didn't really talk to him too much, and the information that was talked about was, I don't want to say irrelevant, but it didn't really show anything. All it did was show his personal opinion, and at that point, that's not why he was there. He was supposed to be this great investigator, and that's what the producer advised me was, they were led to believe that he had lots of investigation skills, and he'd done all this investigating, and then once Dr. Phil was able to kind of wouldn't say corner him or question him. I guess that was not what was led to believe. The thing is no matter what, people can talk shit about Dr. Phil. I really don't know. I've never really watched it. When they called me, I was actually, honored that they were willing to put me on the show. And then a lot of people did tell me I should probably not go on the show because they were going to make me look extremely bad, and that's what he did for ratings. And then I did watch an episode or two to kind of get a gist or a feel what it was about. And, to a degree, Dr. Phil, like I said in one of the other episodes or vlogs that I did, was he gets to the bottom of the truth by showing the things that people don't like, and then, of course, the things that people do like. And so I do believe in some shape or form the reason why he got him off the stage immediately was due to the fact that he, at that point, thought the conversation was going to go in a different direction. And the information that he received wasn't as correct. And then, of course, I truly believe the conversation that I and Blue Bacon had on stage, and then he confessed to being friends with Vittler and confessed to going back and forth in emails with Vittler. At that point, I believe also as well that Dr. Phil realized there was more to the story than was being told. At the end of the day, Dr. Phil is a doctor, and he's had this show for, 19 years, I believe, 19 seasons, or 20 seasons. So I'm under the impression that he might be able to read people's demeanor and actions and things like that, and kind of see through their bullshit, being the fact kind of that's what the whole show is about, seeing through people's bullshit and seeing the truth. So I believe that was one of the reasons why he kicked him off the stage. And I say kick off because, and anyone that wants to talk shit or, I really appreciated Blue Bacon in the very beginning when he was kind of pro Metro and kind of supporting us. It wasn't until after Vittler became friends with him, after that first interview he did with us, that he changed his ways of speaking about us. Which is interesting that, that's how it always seems to go. Everyone's willing to talk one way, but then when they see that there's money from clicks or money from views, and money or support from a sheriff's office, especially the deputy that's the lead investigator, that's leaking false information, and of course, the telephone calls from the jailhouse, things like that, I can see how they would change their speech and what they might say for those clicks. But that's just Blue Bacon. Let's talk about RWP. What? Listen here, brah. We have somewhere hidden, I don't know where it is yet, but we even got a copy of a conversation. So Real World was contacted, and he refused to talk via phone. He only wanted to talk via Twitter and things of that nature. And one of his accounts, an internet account. And the reason why he wanted to do that was so that way he could have one of his associates do it for him, so he could later on have plausible deniability. Anyone that knows anything about internet communication, I really don't, because I'm dumb as fuck, but I've been advised the reason why he wanted to do that was so he would have plausible deniability to say, I didn't say that. So the funny thing is Real World was contacted first over Blue Bacon. In fact, two other people were contacted over Blue Bacon. Blue Bacon wasn't the first poll. He was actually like the fourth or fifth or even sixth contact that they tried to reach out to. I really don't know. I kind of tuned everything out. The producers were explaining it to me, and she was saying that, they won't come out, they won't speak. But you know who else they contacted? And they refused as well. Believe it or not, they contacted the Orange County Sheriff's Office. And that wasn't the Orange County Sheriff's Office of California. That was the Orange County Sheriff's Office here of Orange County, Florida. They even spoke to Sergeant Biddler, and Sergeant Biddler refused to go on to show, said he didn't want to speak on national TV. Plus, he couldn't get the plane ticket. Real World wouldn't go on because they were scared of lawsuits and being sued. And on and on. I showed up, and my attorney showed up, and I'm the one that's under the gun. Those guys are the ones that are supposedly aiming the gun at me and saying that's him and that's it. And they refuse to come out, but here I am, the one that's defending my life from lies and misinformation and edited false videos, and videos that were leaked to Real World without a warrant, without cause, seized without reasonable suspicion of a crime. That was all later added in reports weeks later. But anyways, again, those videos were released to Real World. I don't know if anyone else knows about SIM cards or data cards, but isn't it funny that Windermere Police Department first said there was no camera, then the Dewitte page showed that there was a camera in a picture. The second post that they did, or response, was it wasn't turned on. And then crazily, one of the police officers at the scene took a picture of my camera, and guess what? For those that haven't followed the JeremyDeWitteCase.com, please go and look, because it shows a clear picture of the camera on red light recording. And then, for the third lie, they said, because remember, the first lie was I never had the camera. The second lie was it wasn't turned on in recording. The third lie was, oh, yes, it was on in recording, but there was no SIM card. Wait a minute. There's no SIM card? Well, then how the fuck did all the videos get linked to Real World? Oh, they came back with the fourth lie, which was, oh, yes, it did have a SIM card. And oh, yes, it was recording. And oh, yes, he did have his camera. But the day that he was doing this escort in Windermere, that we're saying he impersonated a police officer, which started all of this and gave us the supposed rights to download and then release his video footage, all the videos on the camera were there, all except the one in Windermere. Crazy. Fucking crazy. It's just amazing. It blows your mind. It's like Twilight. Has anyone watched the Twilight show? I mean, I remember when I was a kid, it was on. Anyone remember that shit? Where you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this really happening? Is a police department really doing this? Are they saying these lies and putting it on in writing? And then backtracking their story and then changing what they're saying? Is anybody else paying attention? Am I the only one that's going, what the fuck is going on? And then you have some guy going on national TV and acting like he was there, and then acting like he wasn't there, and saying, oh, I wasn't actually on Dr. Phil, and then fucking unbeknownst to us, he all of a sudden changes his story, probably because they told him, hey, yeah, we're going to keep that part in the episode, because at first they were talking about cutting it. And that's probably why he was saying he wasn't going to be there, or he wasn't there, because the production staff told us more than likely they were going to edit that out because it had no variance, it had no purpose, because Dr. Phil felt that the information wasn't legitimate. Anyways, so he lied to you guys on his channel that you guys pay for, supposedly. I don't really know how that works. You give him money or whatever. And he's lying to you about being on a national TV show. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. Did he not realize that national TV means it's every station throughout the United States, and I'm sure there's places that you can watch it overseas. I mean, it's going to be on some. They have a Dr. Phil YouTube channel. I mean, people across the world are going to be able to watch it. I mean, did he not realize that lying to you guys about not being on the show, sooner or later that they were going to air it and it was going to show him on the show? You know, if anyone's really paying attention to Real World, even Real World Police in the very beginning, their first video, they even post, which that part where he posted it has been edited and cut out. But he even posts where he thinks it's wrong how the media was jumping on me and saying this and that about me, when in fact he even knew. He even says on his video in the little text down at the bottom in the little yellow box that he likes to use, where he even said, we even have proof that we know for a fact that the girl was at the bar and all that good stuff. Isn't that comical? That then, because he knows the clicks are more important and the hate that people have for me is more profitable than telling the truth, even if it's a little bit of the truth. Lots of people turned him down. The only one that didn't was Blue Bacon, the one that supported us in the beginning. I wouldn't say support. That's a strong word. I would say something more along the lines of, you know, more neutral, more metro neutral, I guess. I don't know. But it just brings it into light when you start lying, because you realize they're probably going to cut you out of the show. Hold on one second, I'm getting a call. Anyways, enough about that. I'm back. So, wanted to talk to you guys about something too. I mean, the other day while we were shooting that scene with my beautiful little daughter, we had 3 fans just show up. I don't know where they came from. They just showed up. And we won't say any names or give any information, but one of them's actually from Jacksonville, and what he does for a living is some like NSA shit, you know. It's not he's not with the NSA, just something like that. He does a lot of stuff like that with the internet, and that's what he does for a living. And boy, I mean, he cross-referenced the train schedule and the train horn and found us from just the train. I mean, anyways, long story short, they showed up. They were so happy. We took some pictures with them. I think we're gonna get that out there.
You've never even ridden a motorcycle.
Oh, I'm doing video.
Oh, you're doing video? You got it, Bree?
You want to get on and hit one?
I'm good.
You sure?
I've been on a motorcycle before. This is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
You don't happen to have any like shirts or anything that we might be able to get on.
He wanted to buy a patch.
Or patches.
I don't have any patches, but
Anything, I'll throw some money, I don't care. I know that Teespring stuff, they only get like a percentage, and I'd rather honestly like...
Come on in. My daughter's in here though. The guys were like, man, we thought you were going to be crazy, and we were really worried, and my girlfriend was saying there's no way that any of this is not going to look weird, that you're showing up. But no, we were happy to see them, you know, happy to get to know them. Their guys are great. I say to you, and I'm sure that most of you have heard it before, the whole YouTube thing, the whole vlogging thing, I'm only doing this because it's the right thing to do to kind of try to show the truth. The fact that there's fans, wow. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I don't know how else to say it because it's so... I'm like, wow, it's very... It's interesting to me. I don't know how to explain it. Contrary to what all the bullshit that's out there and all the assholes that want to talk fuck shit, I honestly didn't want anyone to know that I ran this business. I never have advertised. I've never put it out there like that. I've never tried to explain it. I've always just ran it, and we worked off of word of mouth. Because we do funerals, you know, funerals are a solemn, private moment for families. This isn't, some TV show where people are excited that they're doing a funeral. So I've never really tried to go that route and kind of make it cool. I never tried to advertise. I've always wanted to keep it kind of quiet and private. Not until this did everything change. But anyhow, hope I talked you guys' ears off a little bit today. Hope you guys are excited about more videos coming out. The beeping's happening. Our tow truck just got done doing a tow, so they just got back to the office. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys liked the video with my daughter. And I don't know if y'all saw in the video, but she just kept making me laugh because she was smiling and giggling, and I was just... It just shows you how much authority I have on this street, apparently. My own daughter thinks it's funny, and she's only going on 7 months. She's laughing at me. I guess the bluish purple lights is what made her stop her car. Anyways, hope everyone's doing good. Hope you guys are keeping safe. Got some court things coming up soon, but I'm sure they'll get pushed back. At least I hope they do. I would really love to see my daughter's first birthday. If it wasn't for Amir, I wouldn't even be able to see the things I have seen. She's got teeth coming in now. She's got little teeth coming in. So adorable. I'm indebted so deeply to Amir for those. If it wasn't for him, I would have never been able to experience any of those things. I would have missed her birth. I would have missed everything. Enough about that, though. You guys, truly, if you ever get in trouble, that's the man. The man with the plan, the master plan. Anyhow, talk to you guys soon. Probably will talk to you guys after the Dr. Phil show airs. Again, I know there's things on there that will make me, I wouldn't say look bad, but there would be some questionable information or things on there that would kind of make it look wrong. But again, that's what he's trying to do, to kind of get to the bottom of the truth. Plus, you need ratings. You got to make it look worse than it is to a degree, and then show the truth at the end. I hope to God that they air the last thing that he said, because I know the fucking haters of the United States and the world on this channel would fucking lose it when they hear Dr. Phil say his last things. I hope to God, inshallah, they don't cut that out. Inshallah. Because at that point, if they didn't cut it out, somebody that's been on TV for 20 years showing this kind of bullshit, somebody that's been on TV for 20 years getting to the bottom of the truth, and somebody for 20 years that's showing that there is things out there like police corruption and other things. Obviously, he doesn't do just police corruption, but there is police corruption out there. And somebody with his background and experience, when you hear what he has to say, God willing, inshallah, they don't cut it out, then you would have to stop and ask yourself, wait a minute, if he's saying that, then why isn't anyone else waking up? You don't have to like me, and I've made mistakes. God knows that. But I have a whole special web page just for the mistakes that supposedly I've made. But as a lot of you have seen, I have a back of steel. And no matter how much you knock me down, I will get the fuck back up. And I will come out on top. Even if I go somewhere and I lose my business, I can fucking promise you that if somebody starts a business such as mine, after I'm gone, I will find ways to make sure that laws are enforced and lawsuits are filed that they won't survive. Being the fact that he's already lost 2 other lawsuits and money's really tight as it is. I'm sure he doesn't have much more money to be lucrative to move around. So anyways, Guys, be safe. Hope to see you soon. Maybe we'll do something. Somebody was saying we should do a meet and greet. I don't really know if that's a safe idea, but we'll see. Motor One's moving. Hey guys, so we're going to do a bit of a reaction video for the entry or intro for the Dr. Phil show. I'm going to go ahead and watch it and give you my reaction.
Jeremy is a funeral escort who wants to prove he is not impersonating a police officer.
Are you a cop? Don't worry about what I am, because I'm a state agent.
We've gone out of our way to make sure we don't resemble law enforcement.
Here's your motorcycle versus a police motorcycle.
Our unit says Metro State on it, and it is a BMW, not a Harley.
You have handcuffs on here.
No, we don't.
No, I've seen you arrested with handcuffs where they've taken handcuffs off of your duty belt.
New Dr. Phil.
Again, we're doing the reaction video to the Dr. Phil, and the first thing that they do is they show our motorcycles compared to a law enforcement motorcycle. And it's funny because in the picture, it clearly shows on the one motorcycle red and blue lights, and it shows on our bike purple, and it says Metro State. And of course, our uniforms for Class A dress uniforms for military or firefighter, funeral escort, we wear our dress uniforms instead of our yellow shirts out of respect. But even the pictures are showing of a police motorcycle have red and blue lights. And then we're talking about the handcuffs, and it's interesting that he would bring up the handcuffs because, of course, a lot of our guys are security officers as well. We're not a security company by any means, but our guys are, a lot of them are security officers at night, and they do funeral escorts during the day. So one of the things he says is, "Are you a cop?" And I say, "No, don't worry about what I am." The word officer or agent doesn't mean you're impersonating. Now, if I say police officer or law enforcement agent or federal agent, those are law enforcement terminologies that attach to the word agent. So you can split hairs all you want, but at the end of the day, nobody's saying they're a police officer. Nobody's saying they're a deputy sheriff. Nobody's saying they're FBI or DEA. We're saying we're Metro State. Make sure we don't resemble law enforcement.
Here's your motorcycle.
So, and again,
police motorcycle.
we're talking about resembling law enforcement. All of our purple lights are purple, not bluish purple. Bluish purple is a color that I'm not very aware of, but apparently in Florida charging affidavits, the words bluish purple was enough to make a judge believe that they were blue, not that they were purple. So our vehicles are completely different than law enforcement. And when we started this company, and when we started our vehicles, we started with black and white cars, which in California or that coast would be indicative of what they use. However, here in Florida and this side of the country, agencies use all white cars, all blue cars. Georgia uses silver and black. The cars are all one color with then designs and stripes. It hasn't been until just recently, which is funny. Actually, we were in business for 3 years before the Ocoee Police Department, which is a local agency here in Florida, Central Florida, actually went to black and white cars. We were already in business for 3 years running escorts before they went to black and white cars. And then followed behind them was Claremont, and followed behind them was Oakland, and so on and so forth. So those agencies, they didn't have black and white cars, and nobody in Central Florida, where we work from coast to coast, from up to north, south, did they have black and white.
It says Metro State on it.
And our vehicles say Metro State.
You have handcuffs on here.
No, we don't.
No, I've seen you arrested with handcuffs where they've taken handcuffs off of your...
Again, our duty belts have handcuffs, mace, batons, and first aid kits, and things of that nature, along with our pepper ball weapons. Nobody argues that we have those. We don't wear handcuffs on a regular. Those that do security, they wear their handcuffs, and they use them for what they use them for when they go to work at night. Other than that, we'll see what happens. Again, there's things that will be on the Dr. Phil show that aren't the best. Hey, but then there's things that are pretty clear that we're not impersonating. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the show. Hope you guys see the difference, the light of day. We'll see. Other than that, Motor One's moving.